Welcome everybody to Forza Horizon 4, and today we're taking a look at the 2005 Lotus Elise 111S. Now this was part of the Series 2 version of the Lotus Elise, which was produced from 2001 to 2011, and this is a more refined and more usable version of the Lotus Elise, because the Series 1 was a really rather hardcore track going car. Didn't even have a roof, had barely any interior in terms of creature comforts, and even had part of the roll cage in the actual car in the interior of the car. So this is a far more civilized version of that car. Granted, doesn't have as much power or torque while having extra weight due to the additional extras like a roof, for instance, as you can see. And it's also got electric windows. It's got a radio, even though it's being shared by the passenger, as you can see, which is a little bit of a lackadaisical design. But yeah, even with those additions, it's still hardly a luxurious vehicle inside. You've got bare metal, you've got no glove box, you've got very little in the way of extra storage, and outside of the radio all you've got is a heater. So there's not much in here, but that's the point of Lotuses. It's supposed to be lightweight because it's going to be performing well in terms of handling, and also making most of the power that it has. And it's got a Rover K series engine, which is notable for having variable valve timing, and it's a 1.8 litre inline 4 with 156 horsepower and 129 pounds-feet of torque. Like I said, that's not quite as powerful as the Sport 190 as part of the Series 1 version, which has 34 extra horsepower and 11 pounds-feet of torque more as well, while weighing 300 pounds less, as this weighs 1,777 pounds. But that's still a really rather lightweight vehicle nonetheless, and especially in comparison to other mid-engine rear-wheel drive cars or other sports cars that are like this. So yeah, it's not got as much power as the Series 1, or as little in the way of weight, but in comparison to other vehicles, it's far lighter. Even the Vauxhall VX220 is not as lightweight as this, but again, that has more power. But yeah, I really do like this car. It's really rather simple in terms of what it's setting out to do. It's got good looks, decent amount of power, and just the right amount of creature comforts to make this usable on a daily basis, whereas the Series 1 really wasn't. So but Lotus vehicles are all about what they can do in terms of driving, so let's get out there and see what it can do. So yeah, as you'd expect with less power and more weight, this is nowhere near as quick as the Series 1, which I guess comes as no surprise. But still, it's hardly a slow car, and because it's actually got good gearing, it's still far from slow in terms of acceleration. 0 to 60 in 5 seconds flat, 0 to 114.5 seconds, and it'll go into a top speed of 134 miles an hour. Now granted, again, that's nowhere near as quick as the Series 1, which could do 0 to 60 in 4.315 seconds, 0 to 110.717 seconds, and going to a top speed of 149 miles an hour. But again, this still has usable power, which the Series 1 also had, but it's also a more usable vehicle on a day-to-day basis, because not having a roof, for instance, would drive me mad. It would make me anxious all the time about whether or not I'm going to get caught in a rainstorm, and considering, this is a UK vehicle, more likely or not you are going to get caught in a rain shower than not, to be honest. And just having that roof alone makes this a more appealing vehicle, never mind the fact that it's also got a radio, and it's a little bit more usable in terms of interior space as well, because for instance the passenger seat in the Series 1 had a massive fire extinguisher right in front of it, which would not be comfortable for a passenger whatsoever. So more usable in terms of driving day-to-day basis, but also more usable in terms of its power, because that little bit of extra weight and the little bit less power means that this car's nowhere near as twitchy in terms of driving, nowhere near as on the edge of what can and can't be done, because that Series 1 really was a track car for the road, whereas this is a sports car that could be used on a track as well, because it's still really rather lightweight, it's got good handling, it's got plenty of grip, it's, yeah, easily one of the probably, you know, more user-friendly mid-engine rear-wheel drive sports car out there, because, yeah, it's usable performance, but it could also tear off the track easily, and 0 to 60 in 5 seconds means that this is far quicker than most vehicles from the time, as well as other sports vehicles as well. So yeah, you wouldn't be able to see a Z4 or a Porsche Boxster get to 0 to 60 in this kind of time, and yeah, this would handle them as well. So yeah, cracking vehicle all around, to be honest. It's a big improvement over the Series 1 in terms of what it can do on a day-to-day basis. Nowhere near as quick, but it's still hardly a slouch, and yeah, that at the end of the day is all that really matters. I wish we had the newer Elise on this game, because that is also a really rather powerful and still rather lightweight vehicle. Hopefully we'll get that in a future Forza game, but yeah, if you never tried this out, then give it a go. I get the feeling it's quite underrated in terms of Lotus vehicles in general, never mind British vehicles as a whole. So yeah, please do give it a try. It will surprise you by how good it is for a car that has way less than 200 horsepower, and yeah, isn't quite as powerful as its predecessor. Nonetheless, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.